Hi, I'm Clara, and this is the Bookish Beginnings Tag. It was created by Lauren over at Reads and Daydreams, and it's my first time doing a tag video, so we'll see how this goes. Tell us about what you loved to read as a child. One of the authors that I loved as a child were Catherine Patterson. I loved Gerald Morris's books about the Knights of the Round Table. I loved the Chronicles of Narnia and the Prydian Chronicles, and I loved so much. A lot of fantasy, a lot of historical fiction. There's the American Girl doll series, which is a really popular series back in the States, or certainly was when I was growing up. If you don't know about them, they're these beautiful dolls that come with 6 books each. Today they've changed a lot and it's not really the same, but when I was growing up, what it meant was you read a whole lot about a particular period and like had this one character to the story you were following. So like Kirsten's family was like traveling across the Great Plains, and Molly was a family back home during World War II. I really enjoyed those. What was the first adult fiction you tried to read? One of the first adult books that I remember trying to read was A Prayer for Owen Meany by John Irving. This I did not succeed in reading. I read it as a 12-year-old or something and didn't get through very much of it. I remember really enjoying it, but like being really freaked out by the sexy bits and not picking it up again until later this year, which I loved. What was the first classic book that you read not because of school? I'm not sure what the first classic I read as a young person was, but one of the first was Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. I was 14 maybe. I was really young. And I remember reading it early in the morning before like getting up for breakfast, and it was really exciting. I'd seen the movie and I thought it was amazing and thought the philosophical ideas in the book were really exciting. So I was a weird teenager. But yeah, I think that was probably the first book. It was the first classic that I felt like was a challenge, but I was like taking that challenge. Tell us about a book that made you realize a new favorite genre or writing style. A book that made a big difference in my life recently was the book Housekeeping by Marilyn Robinson. I worked at a bookstore the year after grad school and started reading like actual contemporary literary fiction for the first time. I had had a few books I needed to read in undergrad, and then I had graduate work in Shakespeare, so I didn't read any novels. And then after grad school, I suddenly wanted books with a lot of high quality in them and was excited to read adult fiction sort of for the first time. The first literary prize winner that you read or want to read? I don't think I've ever read a book because it was a prize winner, with the exception of children's books, Newbery or the Caldecott. Most of the time I find out about books from other people and not from award lists, but yeah. What was the first piece of translated fiction that you read? It's a really good question. I've never thought about that before. I am not sure. Probably Crime and Punishment? Tell us why you started Booktube and what it was like to film and upload your first video. I started this Booktube channel because I loved the community. I loved how much people responded to each other, how much conversation happened, how many questions and answers got exchanged in the comments and the videos, and people responding to each other. It really felt like a special place, and I wanted to be part of that. I've been blogging for a long time and have done a couple video blogs with a friend, but it wasn't part of a community. I also felt like there was no one on Booktube making videos about Shakespeare, or if they were just occasionally here and there, and because that's what I studied in grad school, I thought this is something I can add, and so Finger Puppet Shakespeare is sort of part of that. They're just 5-minute summaries of Shakespeare plays, but maybe they can be something more, and maybe it'll encourage people to read more Shakespeare, so we'll see. We'll see how that works. I've only been doing this for 4 weeks now. This is the 5th video, so it's still very new. I have like 27 subscribers, and it's a little bit terrifying and really exciting to have 27 people who want to be aware when I make a video, and that's pretty cool. So I know some of you are just friends of mine, and I'm glad you think this is worth watching. But I'm also really excited that people I don't even know want to watch these. So we'll see. Thanks for inviting me to the party.